Music is a Mirror by Margaret Owen Ruckert of Oatley, 2223. Narrated by Janine Penfold. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. The words of Joni Mitchell's 1970 song hit me recently when I slipped into statistics. We of a certain age are constantly reminded to watch our feet and to not slip. But we do. We slip, we trip, we fall. Quoting the Beatles, "Yesterday was such an easy game to play." It is, till it isn't. So many of my yesterdays over the past weeks have been playing the fall incident on repeat. Evenings have been proving the words of another song, tossing and turning all night. No comfortable position for an arm in a cast. Nana naps, something I'd avoided and now not even questioned. It's Sydney. Still summer in late March, with temperatures in the high 30s. Words of a 1960s hit, "Summer in the City," resound with familiarity. All around, people looking half dead. My head begins to feel drowsy. I read the same sentence over and over again. Eyes are closing. I shake myself into a new position. The neck slumps. My head will hit the keyboard if I don't do something. And soon, the agent of sleep finds an acceptable position for my arm. When I pick up the pieces of the day, it must be time for a coffee. With capacity reduced, I decided to do something. Take stock of all my pop sheet music, most of which I'd bought in my late teens and early 20s. I'd filed them in a folder and basically had forgotten about them for almost 50 years. Finding this folder brought back the memories and melodies, often remembered by the title. With my one good arm, I sat at my organ and played. Where did the last 50 years go? Gone with each melody, transporting me to the jubilance of the times. What an amazing era the 1960s to 1980s were, an explosion of creativity. The beat, the personas, pop songs were literally a pop with their dotted rhythms compared to the crooning soothe of earlier years. And when I opened some of the music folios, now actually vintage, anything over 50 years old, I read the rock wisdom which we might have missed in our youth, being more impressed with the relentless drumming than the underlying messages. "I can't get no satisfaction," insisted Rolling Stones' Mick Jagger, implying sexual needs. But this desire for completeness is compelling. The corollary is one of the lessons for life. Find satisfaction in what you do, in a relationship, in somewhere to live, and you have stability, resolution of meaning. In my teens, I loved the driving rhythms of Money, a Beatles hit. I'd assumed they wrote the music. But imagine my disappointment to find theirs was a cover version. My mammoth folio 100 of the greatest rock and roll hits shows the original was out of 1960. Credited to two artists I'd never heard of, Berry Gordy Jr. and Janie Bradford. Female names feature rarely in the credits of songs of those days, and so I was particularly intrigued. Surely one of life's lessons was revealed in this line: "Your love won't pay my bills." A love relationship may take us to another planet, but eventually we're back to Earth. And the costs of living. The singer pleads for money, that's what I want, words that unfortunately sing as true today as back then, perhaps more so in our buy now society. So many have written about money. ABBA's 1976 Money, Money, Money echoed the sentiment of dollars being the route to a great future. It's a rich man's world. with its steady rhythm and charming melody, the proposition sounds believable. But then there is another Beatles hit, Money Can't Buy Me Love, which reminds us that money is only part of the equation. Say you don't need no diamond rings and I'll be satisfied. Tell me that you want the kind of things that money just can't buy. Back with my 2-centimetre thick 100 rock and roll hits, I turn the pages. Here's the Beach Boys' 1964 Dance, Dance, Dance. Is it really that long ago? Yet the assertion, after 6 hours of school, I've had enough for the day, would certainly resonate with my grandson. The singer has got to dance, and the urgency to have some fun, to be physically active, is another of life's lessons. If you don't use it, you lose it. I doubt that anyone who has heard this call has not seriously considered pursuing another challenge. In my 1980s folio, the mini pop book, a song title, That's What Friends Are For, reveals the importance of human relationships. Society particularly depended on the help of friends and family, when available, during the recent COVID years. So many songs stress the need for mental wellness, for being kind to each other, in stark contrast to the foreboding atmosphere we often hear on the daily news. Music may offer an escape, but it also offers inspiration and healing. The message that we draw from music is mostly positive, literally upbeat. Just as a story has a beginning, middle and end, apart from postmodern influences, a pop track follows this narrative structure. In the space of a few minutes, it convinces us, through melody and voice, of its power, the power of sound to take us into a different space. We need to be reminded often that many problems are ephemeral. We shatter over little things, ignoring that we're part of a larger picture. The endearing comforts of art and reading, of gardens and landscapes, are never far away. My trip through these early rock and pop albums is almost over. I've been reminded how we move through our lives supported by music. We sway, mouth the lyrics, often not aware of their substance, the truisms, the lessons for our lives. The end.